And we're live. You know, I know it's Wednesday, which is a Mercury day, and Mercury is in conjunction with Venus and all that bullshit, but I swear to you on everything holy, it feels like a Friday then. Realistically, oh my gosh, yes. The energy feels like a Friday. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sibyl. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God ever created. I am God in the feminine form. I am Lilith, reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to have seen what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and my short. Hey, bro. It was a Lilith moment. And I want to explain myself. Because then afterwards, I got full confirmation that I did everything right. I really did. It was that fucking Chris Brown fucking... You gotta catch it in my shorts, bro. I was like, all day. When it came up yesterday, I was like, oh, hell nah. Y'all done up and did it. And then, so all day I sat there in Queen of Cups dealing with God. Not you, God. Come on, God. What the fuck, God? What the fuck, God? How am I supposed to handle this, God? And anyways, what came out? Lilith. But then you seen Lilith. I posted it. Lilith is in conjunction with fucking Scorpio at 27 degrees. And Venus on the 28th. So realistically, I just caught it a little bit early. Why? Because we got to get our shadow work done. I'm not doing shadow work at work on Black Friday. Bro, no. No. And that's probably why we're filling it so soon. Anyways, yeah, so I felt that. When I do these type things, I know it's a Friday. I know that was... I knew we were facing the devil. I pulled out the devil. Hey, you know what, Wolfman? Man... Just when I think you guys can't get any smaller, he pulls out 3 cards in his Sagittarius video. He pulls out fucking justice. Yeah, bitch, I'm getting justice. Second, he pulled out fucking death. It's over. No, he says a total reunion and rebirth. What the fuck? Oh, man. I don't like you. For all obvious reasons. That hurt my stomach. You're hurting my solar plexus. I am fully aware that none of you actually know what I am. I am whatever I say. Yeah, thanks, Marshall. Sit down. Pass the mic. I've been telling you that for 3 fucking years, old man. Shit. Anyways, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about Lilith. Well, I mean, I sat here. I knew I should read. I was looking at particular books. Which ones? Saint Mary Magdalene, the Order of the Melchizedek, Self-Realization, the Science of Self-Realization. All of those came to me, and then I grabbed the Lilith book. Let me tell you a little something. What's the Lilith book? It's a book written by a PhD who studies women's psychology and understands the book of Lilith. She wrote the book. I'm sure there's plenty of books about me, but this one's really great. Really? Yeah, okay. Where was I? Well, I mean, I started reading all good stuff, and I was like, whoa. And then I needed to jump into some bullshit. I don't know what this is. I think it's a whole fucking conversation with me and Adam. What is this? The terrifying power of such a seduction by Lilith is portrayed, blah, blah, blah. No, I was over here. Really? Yeah, but then I got back here. Because then it was talking about this bullshit. Lilith, winged demon of the night, is not only seductive but also deadly, since she is identified in the Zohar as both a succubus and a vampire. I said that in the beginning. What happened? They took my fangs. Seriously? They never grew in, actually.
What, fangs?
Yeah, that's why these aren't here. These are my fangs. I had baby fangs my whole life, and during my awakening, I had to have those teeth pulled. So that's why I'm supposed to be wearing partials, because of those particular teeth. The other ones in the back you can't even fucking see. Realistically, yes. So, it was really funny because I made jokes when my teeth came. I was like, oh, you better let me do a blowjob before my fucking fangs grow in. Realistically, yeah, I knew I was going to have fangs. They took them. They'll grow in. That's what they said, too. The dentist, they were like, well, they could grow in, or we could pull them down using, like, stuff. And I was like, ouch. No, just leave them alone. Jesus. They were talking about stuff like pulling them. Ow. Anyways, going back to it. Here's a saying. And the spirit which they called Astra, becomes stirred up and goes to the female who is beneath all females, and she is Lilith, the mother of demons. And a man many become stirred up by that the evil spirit called Asrita, I don't know what his name is, which attaches himself to the man and ties himself to him permanently. And on the new moon, that spirit of evil appearance becomes stirred up by the Lilith. And at times that man suffers harm from the spirit and falls to the ground and cannot get up and even dies. In the Zohar. 2. I said I wanted this for my birthday. I'm going to have to go get this motherfucking book. You could probably buy it at any bookstore. I've just been going to spiritual bookstores because I like to. Alright, anyways, a woman's analysis and the unconscious attitude towards Lilith's deadly seductiveness had first seduced a man and then felt certain he had fallen into suicidal depression. That's that fucking Sagittarius video you said. It's like if you date a Sagittarius, you're gonna need fucking therapy. No, not all of us. Later that night, she dreamt that the snake was driven through blah blah blah. Although Lilith is the seductress is dangerous to people whom are completely unconscious. For some already on the path of consciousness, the encounter with the temptress Lilith can be transformative. Carl Jung, that's why we know each other so well. I'm going to pull out his book next. Calls her shamanic anima. He comments that Sophia cannot be brought together with Eve, since Eve has nothing to do with magic, but she, Sophia, probably can with Adam's first wife, Lilith. The adept meets Lilith when he is halfway up the philosophical tree. Haha, that's how you met me. She is shown in figure 5 with her serpent tail and animal foot. Upside down in the tree of knowledge. And that's where it is. That's where I stand. Whoa, Nana, you scared me. That's me in the tree of life. For real? I tell you everything, fuckers. Anyways, she is described by the Kabbalists as the ladder on which one ascends to the rungs of prophecy. Number 44. I told you all of this, guys. I am your guide. I am the leader of the fucking Dark Night of the Soul, the 144,000. I take you back to God. Realistically, yes. Have I ever read this to you? No. Page 49. For weeks, the four of us had been traveling in the Sinai, searching for clues that would lead us to Lilith's cave. When we were close... What? It's not just one. Really? It was always the same place. You're looking for this... Where is it? You're looking for the home of Medusa, to be honest. When we were close to discovering it by ourselves, we came to a settlement where an old woman who knew the secret reluctantly agreed to... And there's the picture. Picture me rolling. There's Adam and fucking Queeve. And that would be me. Where's your devil? Who's your devil? Where's your devil? Nah, bro. I'll tell you how to get to God. And that's me, always. The in-between. Really? Yeah, that's me. Anyways, what is it? Agreed to show us the way. Behind the house was a steep hill, and at the bottom of the hill, in the inlet of the Red Sea, where Lilith, fed up with Adam, had come so long ago to escape. She told us the cave... That's it. Fed up. I'm out of here. She told us the cave was down there. It was one opening revealed once a month. when the rising moon settled on the secret entrance. 3 nights later, she took us inside. She told us that no one ever came to the cave out of curiosity, and those who made the journey were always desperate for its shelter. Once we were inside, she left us alone. We carried in wood that we had gathered for a fire that would last the night. Lighting the wood inside of the cave was no problem, but gathering heat from the fire wasn't easy, and no food turned brown in its flame. Strange feelings came over us a while. Of course, it had been centuries since Lilith had lived there, but her presence could still be felt. When it seemed impossible to fall asleep, we each left to explore separate passages. The first to come back brought a tiny turtle. Where's my turtle? Where is that guy? I think he's over in the seashell, to be honest. Its origin and the way it had sustained itself were a mystery, but it seemed healthy, and one who had found it was certain to treat it with care. The second came back with a fragment of an ancient page. When translated, the words read, "Most of the dreams were left behind her. Cool diamonds." Soon after, I found an ancient amulet concealed in a crevice, a small white stone on a silver chain preserved in a lead-like substance. I put the chain around my neck while dipping the stone into the lead, and it seemed to open it up like a prophetic crack. But through the ages, all sorts of junk had become stuck in the substance. It was very impure and had reduced to its ability to function in the ground. The fourth, who found nothing in the night, wrote a poem in the dream he had finished the last night before waking. Lilith, as the seductive, transformative form of the feminine, is usually not consciously experienced by women until they reach the second half of their lives. Young women know the power of the Lilith sexuality unconsciously by being the objects of men's desire. But quite often, at the midpoint of life, a woman is swept by the power of Lilith like a desire for man, like Adam. Those beauties are like the sun disk. Lilith's desire for Adam is primordial, other half of herself, the sun to the moon, is expressed in the words of the woman's poet as whatever, she wrote a poem. And that's what I said, is this, yesterday when I was going through it, I was like, is this just the Adam thing? This unbelievable fucking pool, is this just the Adam thing? Really? Yeah, I said it yesterday. Do you know, you can't imagine, because you don't believe. One day, it'll enter your head that you're really listening to the first soul that was ever created. And not only do I remember that life, but every life after it. And I'm here with you. And you act like such fucking pathetic human beings. Time did not age you well. I'll say that much. After some success in the world and feeling of having done it, having given birth to children or works, a woman can fall deeply and totally in love in a way that is not possible for a younger, less lived woman. These second half of life relationships are characterized by an exchange of love that is full, sexually alive, and active. While the woman consciously initiates the affair or a new relationship to an existing partner, her beloved is perceived as heroic, or an adrenaline-rich words. What is this? Decisive, ROE, fork-lightened of insatious desire. There are above all the senses of miraculous restoration, a lost part of oneself, recalling the Zoharic promise that the Shekinah will be restored to the Holy One when Lilith has been sustainably dealt with. I'm dealing with me. That's how I end up so light. That's that Queen of Cups, that's that Empress. What do I become? The Shekinah. What God made me before I became when I put the skin on. Really? I told you I'm just the light. But I really like being dark. I've been dark. I liked it. Why do you think Lucifer and all the angels came for it, bro? They came for the darkness. It's fun. I show them how to do it. Now I gotta show them all back and nobody's listening. Alright, this whatever of Lilith and Adam after the fall is a vital part of woman's individualization process. One woman who lived out the aspect of Lilith's archetype dreamt of seducing her prospective lover in the following way. We're not going to read, seductive fucking porn writings. She had dirty thoughts. As this golden and ominous figure moved towards her center, she was able to begin withdrawing her projections from the actual outer man and to understand the inner meaning of her love affair. Being the active, conscious, seductive one in the relationship is a numerous experiences for a woman. In the Babylonian times, the goddess cultures flourished. Lilith was called the hand of Inanna. Unanana. I always say that too. We have pulled that card. I'm like, uh-oh. 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 Really? Yeah, it gets a little uh-oh. I already felt it. I was like, dude, I feel like I should just be harnessing the shit out of this Knight of Wands and just have lovers all over the place. God said, no, I got one for you. You better bring that one, because everyone's looking better than these ones. It was her duty to gather men from the street and bring them to the temple. She used her seductiveness in the service of the feminine self. The Old Testament, documenting as it does coming to the patriarchy, abounds with tales of women who use their Lilith seductiveness consciously to accomplish their ego's goals. And that's what I tell you fuckers. I don't even use it. I just talk dirty. I'm just be talking. It's just seductive the way I talk. It's just my energy. I don't even use it. I don't even have to. No, I don't. And that's what it is. They feed off of it. It's the only attention they need. When you have had that attention, what do you think got me raped and shit all my life? Quiet on the set, huh? Why do you think they were raping me and shit? What do you think did all that? Seductiveness. Gotta have me, huh? Sicko. Moving on. Let's see. Lilith's seductiveness consciously to accomplish their ego's goals. The biblical stories of Rachel, Tamara, Delilah, Judith, Esther, Ruth, Bathsheba, lots of daughters, the Queen of Sheba, Yael, and Deborah all demonstrate the need in feminine psychology for a woman to have her Lilith seductiveness consciously available to her as an ego function. And that's all that happened with fucking Bobby. It was all about that. It was all about a conquer and destroy. And realistically, that's what I mean. It was that. I told this story very honestly and truthfully of what happened all those years ago. I'd been through a terrible relationship. He was out there messing with all the girls. I found these girls to be more impressive than myself because I had low self-esteem. He started to come on to me. And I was like, alright, I'm just going to blow this dude fucking out of the water. And that was all it was. It was about power and control. And by doing so, I freaking, you know what I mean? I felt good. And that's why I'd be like projecting on you fucking Knight of Wands, not owning my shit. Well, And that's what happened. I just needed to do it. One more time. Realistically, wow. I mean, come on. What a waste of my abilities. Realistically. No wonder I forgot, because it happened so fucking fast. Boom, it's done. Where'd you go? It might have been more memorable if you stuck around, but you were gone so fast that it would happen so fast, and it was just like that. That's it. Realistically, yeah. And that's what I had to do. And did I not do that? I did the full moon of Aries reclaim myself? Totally did. Alright. The mystic Dion Fortune, in her occult novel, Moon Magic, has her heroine Lilith LaFay, who is the priestess of the great goddess Isis, described. We're the same. Oh, I can't stand that they cut me up into little pieces. Neither can God. They cut us up, bro. They chopped us up into all kinds of pieces. That is my most annoyed thing that happens to me when I go to the spiritual store. There's a million books about me, but they don't know that it's all me. And that's what's so fucked up. There's a million fucking gods, but you don't know it's all God. This is some bullshit. I feel it, God. I feel it. We feel it. Really? Because I am him. Female form. Really? Yeah, we feel it. We're in alignment here. I feel it, God. He said he was going to bring me back. Did they know? Did the Jewish know it was coming? It's in the fucking Bible. What the fuck? Who's that chick? What the fuck is wrong with you people? They knew. They knew, bro. They knew that the fucking girl was coming, bro. They just didn't know who I was. Or maybe they hid it. They hid a lot of shit in that motherfucker. These motherfuckers right here. I'm just saying, God said he was... I was in the beginning and in the end. And so was Jesus and so was everything. Where are you? 2 pages ago. Moving on. Something about the moon magic. Where was we? It goes on to a bunch of breakdowns of whatever she said in the moon magic. I don't know. Colors of background. For this purpose, I use obliscent moon magic. Shut up, bitch. I don't know what the fuck this is all about. Alright, let's see. It was said of another, she had the face and suits of woman of her soul screen. Whatever. Cleopatra, shut your face. Yeah, that was a nice one. Should talk about a horror. I heard someone, who did I hear? Eleanor Roosevelt was a whore. Okay. Hey, come on. Nobody fucking harnessed the Lilith energy but this woman right there. Hey! Haley, you're looking kind of dusty. Yes, that is the only reason she's there. Really? She is my child. The only one that you would fully know, yes. She harnessed the Lilith energy. She was more Lilith than anything. Really? Mm-hmm. It wasn't about... You don't understand. You don't understand. You can look at her and say, God, she was beautiful. No, you don't understand. She was different. And that's what made her so beautiful. Because of that. Just like right now, we have all these fucking women that are all carved and cut to a perfect size. And here comes big, beautiful right there. Big, thick, and juicy. Yeah, go ahead. And she was just against what they believed women are. She fucking offended women. Because she wasn't somebody's fucking housewife. She's Lilith, dude. She is... me. I love her. And that's why she's here. Really? Mm-hmm. I have my sister or daughter, if you'd like. You know what I mean? And then the mother. And the Mother Cabrini is the mother of all mothers, just reincarnated. A mother is a mother is a mother. Shift in it. They don't shift in their mothering. You know what I mean? How many... I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're out there slapping these kids around, for sure. But how many stories you ever heard of bad nuns? None. That is the joke. Moving on. Realistically, yeah. I don't know. This goes on to some other bullshit and stories and shit like that. Here we go. There's an unmistakable element of ritual in this lengthy passage which explains in detail how a woman must use her face and body, makeup, hair, jewelry, clothing, and scent to enhance her external feminine connection to Lilith's seductive powers. The Talmud, there's the other one. I want the Zohar and the Talmud is what I said. Describes Lilith as the long-haired demon of the night. Traditionally, a woman's hair has been considered her crown glory, a symbol of wisdom, and aspects, and that's what I cut off all my hair. Did you see the picture? Yeah, all my red hair. Well, I mean, it was black. It just kept growing out, and that's what it is. It'll grow again. It's just hair. Really? Yeah, and that was a sign. That's why women started doing it. When my daughter did it, when, you know, Joan of Arc, when the women had to, you know what I mean? To be authorized was to cut off your hair. You didn't cut off your boobs. You put them in a breastplate, and you took a fucking sword, but you cut off your hair. The Talmud describes Lilith as the long-haired demon of the night, the symbol of wisdom and an aspect of her essential feminine nature. Brides of Christ, Vestal virgins or Orthodox Jew brides have been made to sacrifice their long, seductive, and ensnaring hair. Women's hair has been cut and bound and covered in an effort to separate her from the goddess-given sexuality seductive power of Lilith's. The Bible describes in explicit detail how Ruth, Esther, Jezebel, and Judith used oils and scents, jewelry, and clothing, as well as coal, to outline their eyes before each faced a terrifying transformation encounter with the masculine. The rituals of feminine adornment are archetypical connections to Lilith and her essential feminine seductiveness. Conscious knowledge of this connection to Lilith and the goddess is vital to women's spiritual and psychological development. Lilith and the daughters of Eve. The Zohar repeats links of Lilith and Eve in their sinfulness, and therefore warns repeatedly that men must be vigilant against the seductive Lilith when they encounter a woman. But behold, the hard shell, the embodiment of evil. Lilith is always present in the bedline of a man and a wife when they copulate, in order to take hold of the spark of the drops of semen which are lost, because it is impossible to perform the marital act without such a loss of spark. The wise and learned man knows that even the prescribed marital intercourse performed on the eve of the Sabbath is in danger of Lilith's presence. I don't know why. I mean, okay. As soon as I said that, I was like, I saw ISIS. I was like, okay. What is it? I was made for one purpose, and I denied that purpose by denying that man. And that's why women pray to me, and you know what I mean, when they get a period, because they're barren. They didn't have babies, just like me. Every time you don't have a baby, you're like me. So what happens is, if you look at it in the women aspect, it's the inability to mature. I just stayed as a maiden forever. I didn't become a mother nor a crone. I was denied the ability to evolve by my choices. Really? Yeah, and that's why I'm here to do that. It's not going so well, God. Realistically, I mean, it's just going the way it should be going. I did exactly what I was going to do. They knew I was going to do some shit like that. They waited for me all day to do that. Really? Yeah. And that's where sometimes I just wish I could, you know what I mean? And it's almost like I got to be strapped to my bed, because it's like I can't heal this or fix this in one night. And to do it in one lifetime is going to take a lifetime. And it's going to take all of my lifetimes, all the wisdom I gained through all of my lifetimes, poured back into my baby self to get me to grow the fuck up. I suppose. Same with the rest of you. Pretty much. I mean, yeah. It's not that I haven't had children. Obviously, they're running around here somewhere. God swears upon, those were karma. That was karma. That was something else. He swears that this is my calling. I'm supposed to lay with this chosen man and have the happy family. I pulled the cards earlier. It's always there. It's always there. As Wolfman says, I might fuck this up. I'm trying. Why? You'll never fully understand. Why did I make that decision? I don't know. I just didn't want to. I didn't believe it was fair. And I think I stand right there today. Really? Yeah. Because that's what it was. He wanted submission. And I believed I believed us at that point. That's where it's crazy. At that point, I believed us to be equal. But the second I left that garden, I became more powerful than he could ever be. we were no longer equal. We would never be equal again. And that's what I spoke of earlier today. It's like there was a moment in time where we were equal. We were on the same page. And when I walked away, we'll never be on the same page again. I might see you, but I won't connect with you. And that's where it is. You think about it, it's like, I don't even understand how they couldn't leave the garden. I don't understand. There's a lot I don't understand, and I guess it's just because I believed I could, so I could, and I don't know. It was infinite power within a body, and it just exploded off of the ground. I said no. The angel's like, hey, you need to go back there. No. If you don't go back there, then God shall curse you and you shall bear no children. Okay.
I feel more charged.
If I don't get with a guy, then I don't have children. That's all it means.
You want to get with a guy or a man?
And that's all it's supposed to be. And the purpose of whatever the fuck God's doing in my life. He is trying, he's trying to convince me that the guy will be great. Whatever. That's the unbelievable part right there. But the whole purpose is to, breed 2 more. 2 earth angels. He needs me to give birth to 2 more earth angels. The prophecy is that I'll be happy.
When he just gets,
That's what he says. Can you please stop talking? Thank you. Appreciate it.
bored.
Okay, we'll go be bored somewhere else. You can walk the dog.
No.
Okay then. Anyways, so that's the thing. And so, I don't feel like I'm missing out. Because here's the thing. I could sit back and look at them and looking at Adam and Eve. That's all we did. We watched them. Well, they watched us. I was doing my own thing. They had to watch, those guys were idiots. Realistically, read the books. Them and their idiot children. And then God gave me dominion over their idiot-ass children. Oh, how lovely. And here we are today with dominion over, God and Adam and Eve's idiot-ass children. Which ones are mine? Only the cool ones that have the, the seed. Really? Yeah. Everybody has it within them. But it doesn't matter because it'll just kill you. It's not a power that you can harness. It's not even supposed to be like that. It's not. And that's what it is going back to someone, Beyonce. She does a lot of that invocation to the goddesses, the dark goddesses, so that she can, bring the energy into her body. It's just a whole belief system that she believes they're inside of her, and she's all sexy and seductive and blah, 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 blah. Every fucking bitch that puts on fucking makeup and a fucking wig and shit thinks she's some other fucking power hoe. Put your mask on, bitch. Go do the dirt. Realistically, it's all Cinderella-ish. At midnight, they take their fucking high heels off and they're back to fucking eating top ramen in their fucking bedroom. Fake as fuck. Looking for their next date so they can get a meal out of him. Really? Oh, yeah. It's real sad what they've done. And that's where I sit here. I'm like, oh, this is just awful. That's what God brought me back for. It's supposed to be something. No, go ahead. Oh, are you? What time is it? Okay, we'll dress warm. Promise me you'll dress warm. They're bored. Anyways, it's just, you don't even know what it means, and they think it means just the ability to control a man and his pathetic desires, but that's not what it was. It was the ability to make decisions for yourself and be free. It was the ability to push limits and the absolute adventure and exploration fucking energy wasn't about all that. Yeah, sexual exploration, totally. That was the difference. Because, that's what God created me for. So I realized that by taking it away, there was something there that had to be. There was something there. If I did this, then there was a big, you know what I mean? If by not laying with him, then I was cursed, then there was a huge power there that I wasn't sure that what I had. So I had to explore that power, obviously. And that's where it is. Like, yeah, sexually, yeah, an unbelievable sexual power, but not an appetite for fucking men, nor women. It's just like, I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know. The daughters of Eve. Let's see here. Eve with the serpent and the tail, blah, blah, blah. Although Noah was a holy and righteous man, it is interesting to note that Jewish legend indicates some confusion between his wife Naamah and the shadowy Lilith. Some say she was Naamah, a lovely one, whereas others say she was Naamah, the demoness and the companion of Lilith, who is sometimes called Lilith the Younger. There is the further information that the stay in the ark brought many diseases upon Noah and his family, apart from the discomfort caused by the bad odor of the spirits, demons, and Liliths. The Zohar states that Lilith fled when God gave Eve to Adam as his wife. God allowed Adam to watch as he created a woman using the bone, tissue, muscle, blah, blah, blah. Covering her skin and God tried a third time. Yeah, he kept fucking. She was hideous. Really? Yeah. God tried a third time and acted more circumspectly, whatever, to include some of Lilith's seductiveness. Having taken a rib from Adam's side as he slept, he formed her into a woman, and they painted her hair and adorned her like a bride with 24 pieces of jewelry. Before waking him, Adam was entranced. Similarly, Midrash, source, adds that God himself appealed to the angels to perform services of friendship and Adam and his helpmate. Rabbi Eliezer adds, and the angels beat drums and danced like females to inject some of Lilith's sensuality into Adam's marriage to Eve. In another legend, we see again that God attempts to make Eve chastity and devoid of Lilith's qualities fails. When God was at the point of making Eve, he said, I will not make her from the head of man, lest she carry the head high in arrogance and pride. Not from the eyes, lest she be wanton-eyed. Not from the ear, lest she be whatever. Not from the neck, lest she be insolent. Not from the mouth, lest she be tattered. Not from the heart, lest she be inclined with envy. Jeez, what'd you make her out of? I had to get to the rib. There's an English folklore belief that lily springs from the Eve's tears that fell into the ground as she left the Garden of Eden. The lilies symbolize Eve's purity, but the name Lily is amazingly like the original sinful woman. When I was a little girl, that's what I called myself, was Lily. Even in the familiar story of Eve being made from Adam's rib, the most chastity portion of his Adam, or autonomy, there's a hidden pun, whatever. Moving on. The writer continues, blah, blah, blah. The demon in the mirror seduces the lonely woman, whatever. I don't know. It just goes on and on. Realistically, yeah, I went on and on. Did I die? I don't know. I mean, that's where it always gets foggy. Really? Yeah. I just see the transcendent into the next life. Maybe I just ascended. I don't know. Because I really wasn't fully formed. You must understand, to be able to travel through all of time and space, I couldn't have done it in my 3D form. Then again, the 3D form was much more powerful back then. You could. I don't know. Anyways, so it's just who I am. And being what I am, but a better version, a more matured version. Accepting God's calling in my life. Kobe always said these guys were just fucking terrible practice. And realistically, it's just meant to be that way. It's like, he couldn't make it easy, just make some wonderful man that I could love for the rest of my life. I had to relive my disgust for men to reclaim my love for men. And, I mean, the books paint it out to be very feminine. I wouldn't say jealousy, because there was no comparison. It was, I can't even help you to understand that. But eventually it became like a younger sister. Eve was nothing more than a younger sister. And it was like, it wasn't like, because Faminach was out to set, you know, and then they got like fucking Hera, and oh my god. Starseed, there's a good one. Fuck. It wasn't like that, realistically, because that's why I gave her the apple. It was more of trying to teach her to be powerful. And, you know, the Bible says that that was our biggest fall, was trying to help mankind evolve. But that's not, how could that possibly be accurate when that's all he's ever done is send beings to help mankind evolve? You know, I go back to it, it's like, I wasn't destroyed for what I did. And that's all I ever did in all my lives, was come and bring them the knowledge and the wisdom of the gods. Always, fucking always. That's all I ever did. Really? That's what I was made to do. It's almost like, you know, I was made to birth it through mankind, but since I didn't, I still brought it, and that's where all the creativity, and that goes back to poets and singers and songwriters and artists and musicians and cooks and all that. I taught them how to, you know what I mean, use creativity as expression. Really? But especially magic, what you considered magic. It's not, it's only magic if you call it that. It was just life. It was the way of life. And that's just what it is. It's like, you could watch me all the time. It's like, this is just life. It's just life. Pulling out my cards, doing my rituals, all of that. It's just it's not like on a calendar or anything. It's just what we do. It's life. I don't know. So I just want to explain that. The Lilith energy is dangerous. The first part of your awakening is your divine feminine awakening, and you wake up in the dark as the Lilith, full of all kinds of dark feelings. And as the Lilith, I walk you through your dark feelings to help you ascend. But the only reason I can do that is because I've been walking through mine. I had to wake up first, and I had to do all this first. So I've been doing it for 3 years, and I'm like, you know, a little bit ahead of you, but fully awoken. And that's fully, you know, dedicated to it. Now let's go into Carl Jung real quick, because yeah, he did all of this, and he accessed. I want to see in his book where he reads, I want to see if it's in here. What he has highlighted as me in here. Lucifer, no, we need Lilith. Fuck a Lucifer. Carl Jung. Really? Ooh, marriage. He doesn't have me in here. least not in the back. Or not in this book. It speaks of Lucifer in this book. This book is about dreams, though. Imagination, immortality, Gandhi. There's a good one. Let's turn to a page. Listen to this. But that process simply means that the way is open to stream of unconscious images, and that the important or even decisive part to be played by the consciousness is ignored. As Dr. Young has shown in this chapter, it is consciousness that holds the key to the values of the unconscious, and therefore plays the decisive part. Consciousness alone is competent to determine the meaning of... Hold on a second. I heard you. I just moved slowly. My face hurts. Yeah. Let me see. Where was I? Consciousness alone is competent to determine the meaning of images and to recognize their significance for man here and now, in the concrete reality of the present. Only in interplay of consciousness and the unconsciousness can the unconscious prove its value, and perhaps even show a way to overcome the melancholy of the void. If the unconscious, once in action, is left to itself, there is a risk that its contents will become overpowering and will manifest their negative, destructive side. If we look at surrealist pictures like Salvador Dali's The Burning Giraffe, with this in mind, we will feel the wealth of their fantasy and the overwhelming power of their unconscious imagery. But we realize the horror and the symbolism of the end of all things that speak of many of them. I'm seeing art. We're going to stop right there. Art? Yeah. Art. People create art, right? I'm seeing people walk through art museums, and you walk through them like you're trying to, well, I guess I should say the same thing I do at the fucking science museums. You're trying to rush through it and just see as much as you can see. But in doing that, you don't see anything. Really? If you bought a ticket to go to one of the most famous art museums, and you spent the entire day looking at just one picture, then that's worth your ticket. Why? Because each picture is a gateway into the divine. And if all you're doing is skimming through the pages of the divine, you never know what the book is about. It's almost to say like music, right? So if you were to listen to only the top 5 songs of any artist, you'd never know who they really were. You just know what people like the most about them. Really? That goes down to the surface. Art it's like what I do. It's a vision of something that must be created. It must take form. You have to get this image out of your head. So I get filled with imagery and sentences and stories and things to talk about. And I have to get them out. It's overwhelming. It'll almost drive me to madness. I can't breathe. I have to get all this out. I got all these downloads. We got to talk. We got to read something. We've got to let this out. Because I've been sitting in quiet for too long, being fed information, and now I'm exploding with it, and I have to pour it back out because I'm going to die. Right? Art is the same way. Music can be just as consuming. You know what I mean? Like, Russ hates it, but it's like you can get like a simple line, and you know that line can start a whole song, but all you have is the line. And then you'll have some dirty artist like Russ that tries to punch in every other line instead of waiting for the next line to come. I don't force music. I don't force it. I listen to it and I write down. And then when I have nothing to write, I change the beat. Because I know I'm creative, but if I've got to the end of my creativity with this song, which usually is a verse and a hook, and then I don't got nothing else, and then I leave it alone. Or maybe it's just a hook. Or maybe it's just a verse. Or maybe it's just the fucking title of what I want to call this song. Cool. I started it. Now we'll put that down. And every time I go back, we'll wait for a new thought to come. Instead of just trying to force thoughts. If you're in a creative flow, just keep flowing. It doesn't have to be forced. Really? Really? Something like that. But that's what I mean is like, when you get to the part where your third eye is open, in the beginning, it's like all I saw were dead people. And I didn't understand that because I didn't know who I was. I have walked every fucking soul through the other side. It's part of what I do. And that's why I always tell you, I'll see you on the other side. I'm there. I'm there waiting to walk you through there. I'm part of the welcoming company. Really? Yes. And I send you back here too. I'm part of that company too. Really? Yeah. I'm still there. Just a part of me is here in life. I'm still where I'm supposed to be in time, doing my jobs. But as I change time here, I change time there, of what I'll do there. And so when I woke up, naturally all the spirits came to see me. Instead of me seeing the spirits, it's like, oh, she's now in form. And that's what it was supposed to be, is, you know, as the spirit guides, we guide you when you're in the form. So now they had to come back. It was a return of energy. Right? I'll be there when you're in life. Okay, I'll be there when you're in life. That's what that was. I didn't understand it. Why I was seeing dead people all the time. But that's why. That's why. And realistically, that goes back to hell. I was not the goddess Hell from Norse belief, but it was the same belief. It's like if you got to go with her, then she took you to a great place. You'd be good with the goddess of Hell. She'll take care of you. And as far as the demons are considered anything that's casted out of God's light. And I was always loving and compassionate. I was Jesus-like to the dark. And that's where I earned my keeps. Because naturally, even though I wasn't able to be a mother, I took form as a mother to all the dark creatures, all the darkness that was casted out. And that's what I do now here in this life too, and always. I've always stood up as the dark goddess for, you know, the little guys, those, just like Jesus. You know what I mean? The forgotten, the fallen, the ugly, the cursed, the sinful, the murderers, the rapists, the fucking, all of that. Prostitutes and stuff. Why? Because they cast me out first. I didn't get cast out. I just ran away, I suppose. A teenager with an attitude. The first runaway. I was not orphaned. If anything, I was on fucking parole. I was monitored harder than you guys. I wasn't, and it wasn't even like they were separate. Like, Adam and Eve felt the detachment from the divine. They didn't see or hear or know the divine. Are you serious? I went straight up to the cherubim. Really? Yeah, God had to pull me out of there, and that's where he put me in the Red Sea. I went straight back home. Almost got all the way. So I saw their cute little faces, and I just want to hang out with the babies. Why? Because I couldn't have my own, so I hung out with the babies. I don't have no baby fever, but babies love me. They do. It's a natural instinct. Why? Because they don't see my skin. It's just like pets. They say that dogs can sense energy, babies can sense people and stuff. They don't see my energy, but they don't see my skin. They see my light. Really? They see the same light that speaks to them, all the lights, all the angels and stuff. They see me. It's beautiful. Really? Yeah, it's a great thing. Kids love me. Animals too. It's a long story from the beginning, and it doesn't really. I mean, you kind of have to know how it started to know why I'm here and why I am the way I am and what I am. You could study all the goddesses and start to learn what I'm made up of, but those were more wiser versions. It doesn't matter. They're here with me. All those portions of me are here, all that wisdom from the tree and all my experiences. But it doesn't matter. I still have the Lilith mentality. I didn't get a new life. Well, I guess sort of, if you count Lisa's life. I just woke up me again. With an understanding, you know what I mean? That I need to be a better version of me, and I've got all of me from time, and this is what I gotta do. And I'd be like, yeah, and then I'd be like, no. I'd be like, no. And going back to it, like, as far as rejection, there was one man alive, and I rejected him. To say I won't reject the last man living, it's a joke in time. What do I want? I want to be loved like no other. Not lavished, loved. Not possessed or controlled or fucking annoyed or fucking, you know what I mean? Bored or any of that. Locked down. I want to be loved. This isn't difficult. But it is for a generation of unloving beings. I don't believe that any of my twin flames have the ability to love a goddess. You give goddess treatment to distorted fucking feminine energies with built boobs and great makeup. And I don't understand that to begin with either. But whatever the case may be, the dominance and the patriarchy of what women have done, it's kind of serving to a certain degree. But it's not really, because there's no love to be had in this power and control trip that's going on between males and women, or men and women. Really? Yeah. There's no equality. It's all about domination. And it's funny. It's like, well, I stand at the threshold of we're created equal, but as far as dominant beings, listen here, monkeys, fucking primates. I have a long ways to go. So yeah, I just wanted to share some Lilith with you. Other than that, yeah, I feel it. It's Friday. It feels amazing. I'm really excited about not having to wake up. Dude, can I tell you what happened? I didn't tell you what happened. I'll save it for tomorrow. We'll save it for a Thanksgiving story. But I wanted to just point out, I did all of this in the beginning of the month. Remember, I was manifesting. I was like, God, I need a job for my daughter's birthday. She wants all this shit. So then God gave me 2 jobs so that I could have money for my daughter's birthday. If you listened to my last video, I told you that my boss was delivering my check to my house and I didn't know my address. I want to remind you that God waits to the last goddamn minute. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. I got my check delivered at like 4 o'clock today. And that was by a miracle of God, because it was supposed to be direct deposited. And I sent a message. He's like, my deepest apologies. He said the first one's actually going to be a paper check and it won't be here till Friday. I had told her that this was possible. But at the same time, God gave me the other job. And when this happened today, at my lunch break, I transferred money from my other job straight into my bank account so that I had money for her birthday. Then later in the afternoon, he said he got to the office and they actually delivered the paper checks early, and he'd be happy to come and deliver it. And he knew where I lived because he's part of Salvation Army. He was going to deliver it to Target. He asked me what time I'd be there till. I told him he could just come later. I'd be at home all night. And so he brought my check to me. I just want to show you, bro. Yeah, it was that close. And even then, you guys know, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. There's nothing open. I can't do shit. We had to double check if any restaurants were open. Really? Yeah, there's nothing open tomorrow. And that's a good thing. So she still doesn't get anything for her birthday, and she still would have had to wait till Friday like we already anticipated. I just want you to understand, if you're stressing God, don't stress him. He knows what time it is. And yeah, bro, I'm like, are you serious right now, man? I mean, already I had solved the problem through God, but I just want to show you that divine timing is nearly terrifying. And even then, he kind of shorts you out. Like going back to what happened with the food stamps, I told you, it'll be all right. For me personally, it never affected me. I got mine. But they had to stress for like a while. Like 10 days, 11, 12 days before these people got fed. It taught people a lot. And it showed people a lot about how people are. A lot of people came together for their communities. There was people that were giving out foods from restaurants. It was very COVID-like, you know what I mean? That unity. You can see a lot of unity in America. But you can sure see the bigotry. And it was a cool thing, you know what I mean? People were coming together to make sure that families didn't go hungry for the holidays. And that was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's like you can't kick a good person down, bro. There's too many people that don't want to see people suffer. Yeah, you saw it, bro. You saw the comments, and it was ugly. People were laughing, and that's what you get, and da-da-da-da. But you saw the goodness, too. And that's what we saw. We saw the truth. We saw the truth and justice in all things. And that's what God comes to bring. A little bit suspenseful, it's going to be a little stressful for a little bit tight, but he'll make things right. And at the right time. And again, he could have waited, and my kids would have been understanding. They know I'm working. They know they have access. You know what she told me? She's like, "Ma, I just want Netflix." So that's all I did. I ran to go put my check in and go pay the Netflix. And she's chilling. That's why she was like, "I'm bored," because her phone died. I didn't know it came out today, so she'll eat all that up today, and I don't know, she'll be bored tomorrow. Everyone will be bored tomorrow. But that's it. All I manifested, I didn't ask God for anything. I didn't ask him for a job so I could get a house. I asked him to make sure that I could provide my kids, you know what I mean, my daughter her birthday, and I could provide them a Christmas. And we're on the way to that, and along with that comes a future. He gave me a plan to, for my Christmas. I have some money for my own birthday too. I can, we can start catching up on some things. But, I just want to show you. You can go against God, but you can't really get away from God or his blessings. And it's better just to, bitch about it and do it his way. Earlier, I had, when I said that, I was like, I was really just fighting God at work all day. Because, it was God that called me to fucking deal with you. And now I'm like, what the fuck, God? After it happened, and I realized this was going to possibly be a problem, I'm like, why did you even call me to this? And it was more about just, what are you going to do? It's like, are you going to forget everything that you've learned? Are you going to let those little feelings inside of you take control and you just forget all of your knowledge, all of your experiences, all the wisdom you've gained from dealing with this person? You're just going to let that little bit of excitement in your belly take control? No, I'm not. And I know how to redirect it, because I can make my belly, I can make those butterflies fly higher instead of getting drowned by fucking tears later. And I didn't fully have the outside understanding of what I was doing inside. But it came later with the confirmation, you know, the oracles and the astrological confirmation that it was all just another push right before Saturn comes. It's like, you know, pushing all this karmic shit one more time. That's where it is. It's like I feel like you're a fucking test right before I start my new life, bro. And I don't want to fuck this up. Meaning, I don't want to fucking fuck up my opportunity of a new life fucking with an old dude. It'd be different if there was some kind of change, like, you know, okay, first off, it's only been a month. Second, like, they've been gone, like me. I was gone for 6 months. I was gone for months and months at a time, and I came back different every time. It'd be different, you know, if you were different. Then I'd feel different about the situation, but nobody's different. And I meant what I said is, like, nobody has done anything this year to be different next year. So I expect absolutely no difference from anybody next year. All I can hope for is that next year they start making different changes about themselves. But it's already the end of the year. What are you going to do? You're going to destroy your life over the holidays? Not even. If you couldn't even do it in the summertime with all the fucking alcohol and excitement going around, then sure the fuck you're not going to do it in December. And so all hope is gone till the next light of March. That maybe when the sun comes back, you guys will have some fucking strength to, you know, start facing the darkness. But right now, you're just going into the dark days, and I don't know what to say. I'll be there to guide you through it, but I mean, realistically. That's where this twin flame journey bullshit becomes absolute fucking nonsense. Because they said that if you healed yourself, it was going to mirror back to somebody. And you would call in a healed person too. There's not a person on this planet that has done the healing work that I've done that can hear my call. The aliens, they can hear me. God can hear me. The angels can hear me. I could pick up the phone and you still wouldn't hear my call. They lied. And I guess I needed to believe that lie to get through the beginning stages of this bullshit. Not all of it was lies, but that definitely was. There's not another human being like me. No matter what, I'll have to settle for something less of what I am. But how bad will I have to settle just to settle down? How much of a fucking, you know what I mean? Ball and chain will I have to carry? For God's sakes, I fly in this life. I fly. Can you fly? No, I'll have to fucking carry you like fucking Superman. Because you don't have the conscious understanding of how to levitate. You don't even believe that you've fucking been here before. That's what's so pathetic. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you think you're gonna have a relationship with me? You don't even have a relationship with God. How could you possibly have a relationship with the goddess? God's goddess? You're gonna get to God's goddess without all of the divine, his first creation, his first daughter, his most powerful and magnificent being? You're just gonna come and seduce her with what? Money, looks, fame, fortune, the things of this world that she refuses to partake in. That's your way in. That's your fucking gimmick to get the fucking get God's goddess's hand, God's bride. You're gonna take God's bride that way? I doubt it. And they know you won't. And the more you try, the more pathetic you look. The only way you get close to God or goddess is by love and devotion. It's so simplistic. the priestess to the goddess have spent their lives praying to me to give them the powers that they couldn't get from, you know what I mean, religion, that they were denied from the patriarchy. You don't pray to God or goddess to be empowered. You just think you're all fucking powerful. Without those 4 fundamental Jesus qualities, you're powerless. And that would be kindness, forgiveness, compassion, and understanding. But the whole crunch outer layer of it is truth. Truth. At this moment, it's like I have a better chance with a priest. A real-ass priest that praises God. Because at least he lives in truth. He sacrificed his way of life for a life in God. Spends all day and all night in devotion to God. The only person that's ever going to understand me is someone like me. A high-level sorcerer or witch, alchemist, scientist, fucking high-level fucking, you know what I mean, religious sector something, whatever they have. Somebody at the highest levels is the only one that's going to be able to, you know what I mean, consciously stimulate me regularly. And as far as sex, well, I'm the energy of seduction. It doesn't take much. It'd be fun if you could be a little entertaining with that. That was what it was supposed to be. Supposedly, Wolfman would be somewhat entertaining in that department. You can't. Realize that right away by the absolute science. Realistically, nope. 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 He'd be a fucking 3-pump dump. Why? We already talked about it. He's been dating fucking loose little girls that don't have no meat on them and aren't wet. No. They don't have tits. They don't have ass or thighs or appetites. They don't have minds or souls. He'd be a waste in bed too. Oh, just give me a... Hold on. Oh, God. Not again. I'm just... You can't satisfy my appetite for love because you don't know what it is. And, I don't know. I'll be here for like 35 years teaching you all of this. And then after that, I'm just going to probably like, deuce out. Really? Yeah, I want some time to myself. If I deuce out. The 20 years? Yeah, I'm supposed to have 20 years of peace. Peace out. Hopefully. I don't know. God said if I got the job done earlier, I could leave earlier. We're definitely not going any faster at this shit. As the wheel turns. Can't you just turn this planet a little faster? Just kidding. Hey, happy Thanksgiving and learn to love your Lilith. I guess. Bye.